Hello MGTOW brothers, it's SBG Aussie MGTOW here. I'm here on this Sunday afternoon in my MGTOW office. It's about 1:10 p.m. Now, just going to make another fairly short vid today. What I want to talk about is an article that has appeared in a crappy British tabloid newspaper called The Sun, and several of our fairly prominent MGTOW brothers were in an article on the front page of this British newspaper, The Sun, like I said. And just got their names right here, so just bear with me. So got a few notes so I don't forget. We have LFA MGTOW, who I think I've subscribed to, the Enlightened Kiwi, and subscribed to his channel too. I've watched quite a few of his videos. We have TGP, which I think is True Grit Productions, and John from SMF. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but I think it is the Society for Men's Freedom. I heard about this guy, but I haven't watched any of his videos. But anyhow, what I want to say is that, in a way, I'm very glad that this article has appeared, even though it's in a crappy British tabloid newspaper, because it gives a platform for MGTOW. It's actually free advertising for the MGTOW philosophy and the MGTOW movement. I don't know if some of these guys are unhappy that their images were used without their permission. Some of them are probably pissed off. But all that the British media has done by doing this is to inadvertently give MGTOW a larger audience and sort of take it to another level of publicity. It's free publicity and it's free advertising for us guys and for our cause, for our philosophy, which I believe in very strongly. Now, I just want to talk about, apparently there have been a few comments to the article in The Sun, and it was the usual bullshit shaming tactics, especially apparently LFA was called gay. Now, if you've seen his videos, this guy, I'm sure before he became a MGTOW, he had access to plenty of pussy. He's a pretty good looking, fit guy, and I'm sure he'd been with quite a few women before he adopted MGTOW. So, as usual, it's the typical garbage that we hear that our detractors use to try and shame us. Also, apparently, LFA was called a TFLer in a few of the comments. That's true forced loneliness. Now, obviously, he's not one of those, and I very doubt if he's ever been in that situation. As for one of the other guys featured on the front page, it's the Enlightened Kiwi. I came across his videos by accident, actually, because there is a guy here in Australia. He is called the MGTOW Critic, and one night I was deliberately looking for some anti-MGTOW content online on YouTube, and I came across this guy, the MGTOW Critic. Don't know where he is in Australia, but he was trying to make fun of the Enlightened Kiwi. Basically, this guy made a fool of himself, and I don't like to make personal attacks, but this guy, the MGTOW Critic, uses his channel to promote a crappy online Philippines dating site. And people who do this sort of thing really piss me off. So when I see that, it really makes me think these sort of guys don't have any credibility, and I've got no time for people who are running shitty, promoting online shitty dating sites. And apparently the MGTOW Critic has a financial stake in this Philippine online dating site. He also had a go at Sydney MGTOW, who's made quite a few videos. I've watched a few of his. They're pretty good as well. So the Sun article just shows that MGTOW is becoming quite popular, and it's becoming more mainstream, and it's working, it's having the desired effect. And I just want to say I think that is fantastic. I fully support our MGTOW brothers like LFA, the Enlightened Kiwi, And what was it again? TGP, True Grit Productions. I think that's how I pronounce that. And John from SMF, the Society for Men's Freedom. If I made a mistake about that, please feel free to correct me. So that's about all I really want to say today. Excuse me, just having a beer here. Good old Coopers from South Australia, quite a nice drop. This is a light beer, this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be making a few more videos, but I want to talk about political correctness. And an article appeared in the Brisbane Courier Mail yesterday about political correctness at universities in regard to language. And it's really pathetic, it's idiotic, the way our societies are going. So now when a student writes an academic paper or has to submit a thesis, it has to be written in a certain way as to not offend minority groups. Excuse me. Also found out yesterday that, this is for Australians only, this comment, that the debt of the state of Queensland in Australia will reach $83 billion by 2021. And this is quite disturbing. It just shows you the debt problem that some Western countries have. And I'm not talking about Australia, I'm talking about Queensland. It's just one state. And this is a state of 5.1 million people. So not a really massive population. And we're already in this massive debt. And it's just like the UK, the USA, New Zealand, a lot of countries have these massive debt loads. And it's not just gynocentrism, feminism, political correctness we have to worry about. These massive amounts of debt are going to become an even bigger problem in the future. So these governments keep borrowing money and just borrowing money like it's going out of fashion, and they don't stop to think, how are we going to repay this back? Just the interest alone on the $83 billion is about $3.3 billion a year. So this is quite frightening stuff. And it just shows you how these governments have been very irresponsible, recklessly spending money that they don't have. So they spend the money that they get from taxation revenue, and on top of that, they're still borrowing money, and there are massive interest repayments. And when they talk about a surplus, there's never really a surplus, because when you are billions of dollars in debt, you don't have any surplus until that debt load is cleared. So I thought it was quite an interesting article I saw yesterday. Anyway, once again, I'd like to support our fellow MGTOW brothers in the United States, England, and Australia. You're all doing great work, and we totally support what you're doing. So that's all I'd like to say today. Once again, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Please keep the MGTOW fires burning. Let's turn MGTOW into a big bonfire, and it'll be burning bright, and let's spread it all over the place. Trying to spread it in China too, but to make it take off there is a bit difficult. Anyway, guys, that's all. Cheers, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.